Booyaka shot. Booyaka shot. Booyaka shot. Yeah. Mock drafters, you know that mess no de my problema. Boom boom yeah. Mock drafters, you know that mess no de my problema. Boom boom yeah. In this episode, we will be conducting a 10-team mock draft on ESPN. We believe every NBA fan should support fantasy basketball content. So here we are. You can see we have a different setup going on. I'm holding the mic because I don't have a proper desk. If you are tuning in live right now and you hear the sound of my voice, you're in fact watching the uncut version of this episode, whether you are watching it live or you are watching it on a replay. We typically edit these videos and then we re-release them, or then we release the edited version. After a week, we also share the raw version because some people just like to see the behind the scenes and all of that. When I do multiple takes, I'll say the same thing 5 times until I get it right. All that good stuff. We're transparent. This is the community. With that being said, we're about to jump off this mock draft. It's happening really fast. We're only going to be able to do 10 teams because I'm going to move. I'm speaking at a conference, the VidFest conference here in the Atlanta area, and have been unable to film any content in my studio. But the good thing is I've been able to get creative on different ways. So please let me know if you're watching the uncut version of this episode. If you see the background, we're doing a little green screen action. I got a new mic. Let me know how the sound is. Let me know if you like me maybe using green screen background, stuff like that. And we'll just kind of take it day by day, because if this is something you like, the space where I'm filming this, I actually reserved this space. So this is a space that I reserved, a podcast studio, and I'm just trying something out. So if you guys like it, just let me know and we will go from there. So we are about to jump off this mock draft. It is going down, down, down. We got 3 minutes. Let me just get this screen up to make sure. Maybe this should be on the other side. No, let's check it out. Let's see. Should this be on the other side? Maybe, perhaps. I think it's okay. I think we'll leave it right there for now, just for the spirit of time. I'm not listen, like I can't even see the other screen right now. All I can see is my face, and I'm gonna need to do that. Scott checked in. Scott says sound and audio and background are good. Thank you so much, Scott. Appreciate you. Were you able to jump in? Because we got a lot of people who are hyped. Man, let me see if this room filled up. Let me shout everybody out. Dang. Big shout out Gabriel, Leonardo, No Face, Jason, MC Fizz. Oh, man, he's a killer. Ray is in the building. Antec, the sniper. Brian and Highlights Heated Team. So we got the entire squad here. Over the course of the last 24 hours, we've probably recorded between the 2 episodes that D-Mac and Matty G recorded, plus I yesterday, when I was in the hotel room, I recorded 2 mock drafts, 1 sleeper video, and then a demo. Oh my God, y'all gonna love this. We are actually releasing a brand new tool for you. It's an AI tool where you'll be able to actually use the tool to do comparisons for players. So which players do you want to start and sit? Also, for trade evaluations, and also it'll even help you for your drafts. So this is something that we're really excited about. I know that many people in the space, and it's not like just a fantasy basketball thing. I just think in the world, people are a little concerned about AI and artificial intelligence and how it will impact and the authenticity. And for us, we're just trying to be creative. We have the first ever AI fantasy basketball analyst, Tanya, on our team. She's a female AI influencer who creates content. Like she's a whole computer, but she like looks like a human, sounds like a human. And then the next level is this partnership with the sports wizard, my man Bilal, the developer, created this specifically for our community. It's called right now Robin's Player Picker. I don't know if we're going to keep that name, but it's Robin's Player Picker, and basically you can use it to win your leagues. Okay, so the draft room is going to be opening up in about 1 minute. Scott, do me a favor. When I'm moving the mic around, do you hear any like clicking or anything like that? Or is the sound pretty smooth and nimble? Because I'm unable to put it on this. If I put it on this, then I'm going to be out of the shot. So I got to kind of hold it here because I don't have a big desk. My table is actually a stool, which is not the best. Chara says, filled up super quick. Couldn't even go pee. Yo, my man Pusha T said, yellow diamonds look like pee. Like Riri. Scott says the same thing. He says, too quick. Okay, cool. So, hey, totally makes sense. I get it. It's going to happen, especially when you're doing a 10-team league. Like, it's going to happen so fast, it'll fill up. Scott says the sound is smooth, bro. Smooth sound. Hey, guys, this is Robin Marks from Believe in Fantasy Basketball Showdown. Okay, let's get in here. The room is open. Oh, this is not a drill, folks. This is not a freaking drill. This is the real deal. We got a minute and change. Let's go ahead and just go right into this intro. You already know. So we are here in the mock draft room. We got my man Gabriel up first. You know who he gonna draft. And I keep saying it in every episode because, guys, we have so many people who are new to fantasy basketball. I want to make sure that they understand these first 5 picks are the same every time. The order of the players might change a little bit. You got Jokic, SGA, Wembanyama, Giannis, and Luka. People might put Luka higher. They might put SGA lower. That's going to happen. But overall, we are seeing these top 5 players stay the same. If you notice here, we have a new background that we're playing with and just kind of experimenting with. Big shout out to my man Scott S., who was helping a little earlier on to help us with the sound. The mic is different. We actually reserved a space, a podcast studio space for this because I'm on the move because I'm speaking at a conference this week. Let's get back to it. We got about 10 seconds before this mock draft officially tips off, and I am beyond hype. Top is off, boobies is out, hair blowing in the freaking wind. Let's get it. Okay, first pick is up. I'm confident that Gabriel is going to have a swing at the Joker. We had very close to 100% no auto drafts over the last few drafts, but in one of our mock drafts yesterday, we did have 2 auto drafters, which was kind of sad. But if you have 2 out of 12, that's not bad at all. But we've had a pretty good run. So after Jokic, we have SGA at 2. I love that. Victor at 3, Giannis at 4, and then, of course, Luke at 5. I'm up at 6. I've been taking Anthony Davis a lot here. I think I'm just going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and go for my man, Cade Cunningham. So I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to go 6, Cade Cunningham. I imagine that Anthony Davis would go off the board next, possibly Sabonis. I heard a take from my man Josh Lloyd the other day about Domantas Sabonis. He's a little lower on him for points leagues. I think he said he had him in the 20s, where for me, he finished, according to Hashtag Basketball, he finished at number 11 for points leagues last year. And I think there's no signs or indication that Domantas Sabonis is going to slow down for points league. So for me, I am all in on Domantas Sabonis, and I would be looking to draft him in that middle of the first round. I would until we can see something else from him. He's producing at a first round level. I'm going to continue to draft him. Maybe I'm not as high on him as I am on Anthony Davis, Cade Cunningham, maybe even Anthony Edwards, but I'm still taking him in the first round. Back to the recap. After Luka, I grabbed Cade. Then we got AD, Trae Young, James Harden, Karl-Anthony Towns. I am going to be coming up on the turn right now, so I'm going to go ahead and start looking at the players that I want. I haven't had an opportunity to draft Kevin Durant all mock draft season. He's just never there. Either I wait too long or he just kind of slips between the cracks. If he's on the board, he is the player that I would be looking at. I would also be looking at Devin Booker, but Devin Booker was just drafted by my man Jalen. Of course, Jalen. Jalen Brunson here in the second round is value. I'm not mad at Jalen Brunson here, but again, I do have some concerns around what it's going to look like in a Mike Brown system. Kevin Durant is available, and I'm up, so I'm going to just go ahead and snatch him up for the first time this draft season, I got KD. I think this is the second time I've had the opportunity to actually draft Cade. So this is a fun draft so far. Back to the recap. After Devin Booker, we have Paolo Banchero, then we have Kevin Durant, and then we have Steph Curry and LeBron James. I love how these elder statesmen of the fantasy basketball world, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, these guys are going off the board, because one thing that's worth noting, the changing of the guard is happening before our very eyes. SGA winning a championship, even the Joker winning a championship. It just shows that that era of Steph and LeBron going to the finals every year is like not only over, I don't know if we'll ever see it come back. So it's really, really fascinating, this time and space that we're in for NBA action. This one is from Hari Chari. Says, do you value season total or season average more for analyzing fantasy players? I prefer averages versus totals. So like their average points per game, fantasy points per game, that's what I would look at over their totals. Totals are fine, but if a player is injured for a bunch of time, then that won't necessarily reflect their an accurate value for the player. But if in fact you know when they play what they're expected to do, I think that gives you a better indication of what to expect. Then we got Scott S. Bet, no one drafts Yahoo top 25 legend Cason Wallace. Your man Cason Wallace made the top 25, Scott. He came all the way up. And that's one thing that I was saying. We have an episode coming with my guys, Matty G, and D-Mac. They did a top 25 episode for Yahoo. So they're gonna go through it and everything, but I just think all of that stuff is so early in the game. Like, don't expect that to be the way it's gonna be. Oh shoot, I'm on the clock. Shish kebabs. Talking myself to sleep. Okay, so De'Aaron Fox on the board. Mobley. I don't got much Mobley. I don't got no Mobley. I'm gonna get me some Mobley. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Mobley. I haven't drafted Mobley yet, so I'm completely fine with that. I'm gonna stick around here on the board here, and let me go ahead and put the board view so we can see that a little clearer. So after, let's go back to the 3, right? So we had, after Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron James at the 2-7, we have Tyrese Maxey at the 2-8, Alperen, the Goon, Şengün at the 2-9, at the 2-10, Jalen Brunson. That is tons of value. Huh? That's crazy. I'll take that. And again, I don't know what he's going to do, but I think at the back end of the second round, that's completely fine. Then we have Donovan Mitchell at the 3-1. Donovan Mitchell is going later and later. People don't have faith in him. I think that's a great place to get him. I'm even okay with getting him at the back end of the second round. Scotty Barnes at the 3-2. Ja Morant. Ja with the blicky and a nightclub. Morant at 3-3. Ooh, I love this one. Jason grabs LaMelo Ball with the 3-4. Love it. Jalen Williams at the 3-5. I grabbed Evan Mobley. Then we got Jalen Johnson, De'Aaron Fox, Cooper Flagg, and then Pascal Siakam at the 3-10. At the top of the fourth, we got Amen, Pray to Heaven, Thompson. And then we got Franz Wagner. I'm going to be up in a little bit, so let me go ahead and start thinking about what I'm going to do with my pick. Again, this is a 10-team league, so these numbers might seem a little weird if you think about who's going at the top of the first round versus the bottom of the first round. So just be mindful of that we have, well, not the first round, my apologies, like top of the second, bottom of this second, because we know who's going in the first round, right? But later on in the draft, you'll see that people that would normally go a lot later might be going earlier because we have 2 slots to make up for here. So it looks like I'm going to be able to grab Chet Holmgren here, who I'm going to draft. Also quite interested in Tyler Hero in this spot, but I'm going to just get my man Chet. I really love Chet, not just this season, just in general, just my kind of player. And he's a champion. I think he's gonna come out the gate really strong for fantasy this year. So let's get back to the recap. After Jalen Johnson, we have De'Aaron Fox at the 3-8. King Cooper Flag at the 3-9, Pascal Siakam at the 3-10. Then we have Amin Pray to Heaven Thompson at the 4-1, Franz Wagner at the 4-2, Jalen Brown at the 4-3, Nikola Vucevic at the 4-4. Then we got Chet Holmgren at the 4-5, Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4-6, and then at the 4-7, we got your men's in them. Josh, the Giddy at the 4-7. Then we got at the 4-8, Tyler Hero De Niro. At the 4-9, we got Bam Adebayo. And then we at the bottom of the round with the 4-10 pick. And that's Gabriel. This is still a lot of tasty options when it comes to this point of the draft. So I don't want you to feel like, we have a lot more, access to talent in a 10-team league. So like people can essentially have little all-star teams. I always compare 8-team leagues and 10-team leagues to when you play 2K, right? When you play 2K and it's like, who team you picking? You're looking at the regular teams like, I think I'm going to take the all-star team. I'll take the 2000s team. Or I'll take the all Lakers team. That's what it feels like when you play in a 10-team league or an 8-team league. And there's value there. Like, I like that. I think that's cool. I think far too often in our space, specifically for fantasy basketball, like sometimes it's like some pretentious bullcrap happening where it's like, oh my God, so you're in what, an 8-team league? Oh, you are beneath me, peon. Like, come on, ma. Where they do that at? All right, so I'm up. I got 30 seconds to not make a mistake. Oh, Kawhi busted thigh. Leonard is still around. DeMar, listen. This is value for DeMar. I got to do it. You know what this is. I'm drafting DeMar, not like us DeRozan. You a fan, you're a man, you're a fan. Run for your life. All right, let's get a couple comments in. Hi Chara says, where should LeBron fall? He's ranked in the top 10 last year. I don't see him falling far from that again this year with Tatum, Dame, Hallie gone. That's a really good point, especially considering that we have so many changes to the first round with all of those critical injuries. But I think that what most people believe is that eventually time is going to catch up with him. And he's not going to have like a total fall off a cliff moment, but him going in the second round, I'm completely fine with. And he's going to prove us wrong every year. He's probably going to be top 10 again, especially for points leagues. But for me, I'm totally fine with him going in that second round. Cool. So let's get back to the recap. After where were we? Let me get focused, folks. My pick is coming up too, so I'm just trying to kind of keep that all balanced. So after Jalen Brunson, we did all of that. Cool. So after Jalen Brown at the 4-3, we have Vucevic. I grabbed Chet Holmgren at the 4-5, Jaren Jackson Jr., Josh the Giddler, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Desmond, Bring the Pain, Bane at the 4-10, Zion, How the Mighty Have Fallen, Williamson at the 5-1, Zubats at the 5-2, Jamal Murray at the 5-3, Joel Embiid at the 5-4, Austin Reeves, DeMar DeRozan, DeMar Not Like Us DeRozan, Kawhi, Busted Thigh Leonard, Jared Allen, Dyson, the Merchant of Theft, Daniels, a.k.a. the Burglar at the 5-9. At the 5-10, we got Denny, Baby Jordan, Avdia, and then I'm back. So I'm back up, eyeballing Brandon Miller here. Would be open to pairing up Zach with your man DeRozan just to do it on his strength, just combine. But I'm gonna just grab Brandon Miller. I'm super interested to see what he does this season. Okay, back to the recap. After Denny, Baby, Jordan, Avdia, we have Jordan. Leave the kids at the pool with the baddies at the 6-1. Trey Murphy the third at the 6-2. Josh Hart at the 6-3. Miles Bridges at the 6-4. Brandon Miller, 6-5. Then we got Jalen Green at the 6-6. Derek White at the 6-7. So this is a good question here from Scott S. He says, Ware or Mark Williams? I think Mark Williams appears to be higher on most people's boards. I just feel like there's a lot of question marks about him going to this new environment. They drafted a rookie at the same position. So for me, Ware, when he got the minutes, he put on. So I think for me, we know what Ware's role is going to be with relations to Bam Adebayo. So for me, I kind of like Ware more, but I think that Williams is going higher in most mock drafts and on most projections. So after Derek White, we have Jimmy, $100 cup of coffee, Butler. Then we got Kobe White at the 6'9", Mikal, never stale, Bridges at the 6'10", and then we got your man, Julius Randle at the 7'1". I love it. I love it. Speaking of loving it, I got to talk to you about something that I really love. Oh my goodness. I love our MVP Discord community. Now, you know, everything we do at Believe in Fantasy Basketball is absolutely free. Like, we put out content, costs you nothing. It is for free. But if you want to support the channel, you'll become an MVP member. That will give you access to our private Discord chat. It will give you access to a private podcast stream that we're going to do to answer your questions during the year, and something brand new that I'm going to tell you about after my next pick. Okay, so Walker the Stalker Kessler is available. Rudy Gobert is out here in these streets. We got Fred VanVleet. We got Norm Powell. Oh, we got a lot of stuff happening here. We got RJ Barrett. I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some Freddie. Yeah, because I don't know about Brandon Ingram. I like as interesting as he might seem. I just don't want to. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Okay, here's a surprise. So we got something really cool for you, something brand new, and it's being spearheaded by our community manager of our Discord channel, Anthony, aka Antec. And what he's gonna do is, for a select few MVP members, if you reserve a slot with him, he will actually show up to your fantasy basketball draft. Let that sink in. An expert from our community is going to pull up to your draft and draft with you. And one other thing that's also a really great bonus, these mock drafts that we do, if you want exclusive access to early entry into the mock draft to make sure you get a seat at the table, you'll also get the link before the free community. So that's just an extra perk for you for supporting the channel. Just know that everything we do is for free, but it does cost money to rent the studio, to get equipment, for all of these things that we're doing, and your support will allow us to do that now and for years to come. To learn more, all you have to do is visit BelieveInFantasy.com and select the level of support that works for you. Okay, back to the mock draft. I am up in a couple of minutes, so a couple of picks, I should say. So let me go ahead and get back to the recap. After Julius Randle, we have Zach, watch your back, Levine, Kristaps Porzingis, Jalen Duren, Miles Turner at the 7'5", Fred VanVleet at the 7'6", I drafted him. Michael Porter Jr. on a press run for the ages. Then we got at the 7'8", Walker, the Stalker, Kessler. And then we got at the 7'9", Rudy Gobert. Darius Garland is falling, man. This smells like value to me. Let me go ahead and cue somebody up, because I do not want to auto draft CJ McCollum. Lord, I do not. I might be interested in John Collins here, though. Definitely interested to what we got. Lob City 2025 up in here. And there's another player. If he's around, I'll grab him next. So I'll grab John Collins here. I'm completely fine with that. There's, again, another player I'm quite interested in. I want to see how this plays out, if he'll come back around to me on the turn. After Walker, the Stalker, Kessler, we had Rudy Gobert at the 7'9", Darius Garland at the 7'10". We see him falling. I think that's value. There are health concerns, but I think it'll be worth the risk. At the 8-1, we have Jakob Poeltl, Peyton Pritchard. I saw him go, like, was it in his 5th or 6th round in the 12-team league the other day? Wild. I'm not ready. This I'm okay with. Peyton Pritchard at the 8-2, RJ Barrett at the 8-3. Looks like we haven't had an auto draft yet. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you. DeJounte Murray at the 8-4. I'm staying clear of him. John Collins at the 8-5, a.k.a. Lob City 2.0 with Harden. Then we got at the 8-6, OG Anunoby. Oh, I love that pick. I love that pick. At the 8-7, we got Brandon Ingram. Asar Thompson at the 8-8. Emmanuel Quickly at the 8-9. Laurie Marketing closes out the bottom of the 8th round with the 8-10 pick. Now we're at the top of the 9th. Gabe is up. He grabs Norman Powell. I have some concerns about Norman Powell. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, he's in a new environment, and the time he had a historic, season best or career best kind of performance last season. I don't know if he's going to be able to follow that up. I do imagine there will be some regression with Norm Powell, but I think he might be able to get you ninth round value. After Norman Powell at the 9-1, we got Onyeka Okongwu. I'm interested to see what he does now that he has the keys to the car. And one of my favorite players this year, Matas Bucelis, goes off the board at the 9-3. I am up in a few picks, so I'm going to start scouting out the landscape to see what we got here. Got some interest in a player that is still here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab him. I'll say his name if he's still here. Yep. Isaiah Hartenstein is still here. That's the player I'm interested in at that spot. Back to the recap. So we got Matas Bucelis at the 9-3. Kyrie Irving at the 9-4, y'all. Let's get it. Listen, I seen people drafting Kyrie like dumb early. Like I'm talking I think I seen somebody take him in the 6th round. Listen, guys, don't get too hyped. We don't know what's going to happen, and it doesn't seem like Kyrie is trying to push this, right? I think there was some statements that he made about him and his recovery time. He's taking his time. So in the 9th or 10th round, I think it's fair to roll your dice on Kyrie Irving. But 6th, 7th, 8th, you're trading in too much of your budget and value to a player that you don't know if they'll actually even play. It's just not worth the risk for me. So I would say that 9th round, 10th round is okay for me if we're going to throw him in our IR. But again, I don't even want the headache. So I don't know if I'm even interested in making a Kyrie Irving pick as a part of my draft strategy. I'm not sure I want to do that. I would be open to Joel Embiid, some people who are injury prone but are playing. With the risk of injury, I'll do that, but not somebody that's like already out. I'm good on that. All right, so let's get back to the mock draft. I got a few more picks here, and there are a few players that I'd be interested in grabbing here. Definitely open to Jalen Suggs here, somebody I'm super high on. I'm going to just go ahead and grab Suggs right now. And then there's another player I'm going to queue up who is deep, deep, deep in the woods of drafts and of projections, I should say. And I'm going to go ahead and search him on my next go round and see if I can grab him. But I'm not going to say his name out loud because these daggone snipers out here, y'all not playing. They'll like just take your players right off your plate. Like, come on, man. Be kind. All right, let's get back to the recap. After Kyrie Irving, we have Anthony Simons at the 9-5. I grabbed Isaiah Hartenstein at the 9-6. C.J. McCollum at the 9-7. Mark Williams at the 9-8. Ace Bailey, I love that pick at the 9-9. DeAndre Ayton, oh my God, the value is otherworldly. Then we got Andrew Nembhard at the 10-1. Bobby Portis at the 10-2. Jaden Ivey at the 10-3. Bradley Beal at the 10-4. Jalen, shorty want to be a Suggs. Shorty be a Suggs. Jalen Suggs at the 10-5. Malik Monk at the 10-6. Jared McCain, okay. That's early, but I ain't mad at that. Shaden Sharp at the 10-8. Cam, without a team, Thomas at the 10-9. At the 10-10, we got Nick Claxton. So it looks like the player that I want to queue up hasn't gone off the board yet. I don't think so, at least. Let me see if I can scroll down into the 300s and see him. Because I think he's currently in the 300s. This joint is crazy. You see how they be doing? And don't get me wrong. Like, people give ESPN a lot of crap, right? Like, ESPN gets so much crap, especially in the fantasy basketball industry. Like, yo, dudes are tough on ESPN. And you know what? ESPN is not perfect. But one thing that I would say, right? At least they open and their stuff is somewhat respectable. Like, compared to like how Yahoo rolled out, I'm like, just don't roll out. Just wait until you get your stuff right. Like, they have some things that you can disagree with here based on, hey, is that for points leagues? Is that for category leagues? D-Mac and Matty G did a show about it, and really it was leaning towards the rankings being more relatable for points leagues. Let me go and make my pick before I get out of here. Let me see if my man is still here. Come on. My man Jay Huff at 707. I'm grabbing him. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Jay Huff. Let's go. Let's go. So ESPN rolls out. When I go to their projections, there were things that, were a little off. Like, maybe Jay Huff doesn't need to be 707. Matas is a little lower. But like Tyrese Halliburton wasn't in the top 10. Tatum wasn't in the top 10. You went to Fantrax at that time. Those guys were still in the top 10. Same thing on Sleeper. And then when Yahoo rolled out this week, they had Case and Wallace at 25. Come on, man. Like, y'all, like, let's admit that all of these platforms are flawed, and we don't need to treat one better than the other. Just understand that they're just wherever people prefer to play, that's where they play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Yahoo is great. I think ESPN is great. I think Fantrax is great. I think Sleeper is great. Sleeper gets the worst treatment of them all, though. Like, Sleeper gets treated like, like a redheaded stepchild. It gets no love, tons of insults. And there's a lot of people who actually like that platform. And that's one thing that we're really adamant about, is that making sure that people feel like, hey, no matter what platform you play on, you feel welcome, and we'll do our best to support you. Okay, so after Cam Thomas, we have Nick Claxton, Cameron Johnson, Kamara, Brown, Christian, that is. Yang Hansen goes at the 11-4. I love that. PJ Washington, Jay Huff, Collier, and now I'm up. So let me lock in and see which kind of rookies are around here. How many picks I got left? I only got one pick. Do I got to get my man Kalkbrenner? I got to get my man Walter Clayton. I'm going to get Walter Clayton. Yeah, I'm going to get Walter Clayton Jr. I'm interested to see what he does. Oh, I might be able to still get – I still got another pick. I might get Kalkbrenner. He might come back around. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Let's get back to the recap. After Jay Huff, we have Isaiah Collier. Paul George all the way in the bottom of the 11th round, 11-8 pick. I think that's value. Alex Sarr, man, that's value. Kevin Porter Jr. at the 11-10. Aaron Gordon at the 12-1. Dylan Harper at the 12-2. Jaden McDaniels at the 12-3. Stephon Castle at the 12-4. I grabbed Walter Clayton Jr. there. Naz Reid. Ooh, Con Knipple. I would have probably taken Con Knipple over Walter Clayton Jr. But another thing, another flaw, they have Walter Clayton Jr. pretty high. So I don't know if that has to do with our community. We're so active over here. Maybe it's all of us drafting him. I don't know. Andrew Wiggins at the 12-8. Ben Mathurin at the 12-9. Tobias Harris at the 12-10. And then we are at the top of the 13th round. Make sure you guys stick around so you can see the honest review of my team that I'm going to give at the end of this broadcast. But also, don't forget, if you didn't know, we are running our biggest contest ever. Our biggest contest ever. What can you win? A $100 Amazon gift card, a bunch of NBA rookie cards, as well as one graded PSA rookie card. Listen, guys, we want to make sure that you guys get value when you're here, but more importantly, we want to show you that we appreciate you. So that's why we do contests every month. We usually start with a big one to start the season. This is the biggest one we've ever had. We've never given away cash before, so we're really, really excited about that. To enter into the contest, all you have to do is visit believeinfantasy.com, and when you do that, you'll get a link to a survey. Fill out that short survey to enter, and that's it. Basically, we're just trying to get more information about you guys so we can serve you better. A little just info to get on your fantasy prowess and what you like and what you do. And then we give you an opportunity to win one of those prizes. Again, believeinfantasy.com, believeinfantasy.com. All right. So it looks like we are all done here. So let me quickly do, shish kebabs. Let me quickly do the recap here. We had Con Knipple, Ben Mathurin, Tobias Harris, Jonas Valanciunas, Scoot Henderson at the 13-2, Jonathan Kuminga at the 13-3, VJ Edgecombe, D'Angelo Russell, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Donovan Clingan, Kyle Filipowski. I love that pick. TJ McConnell, and then Bub Carrington. So I'm going to give an honest review of my team. Here we go. We got Cade Cunningham. Yes. KD. Yes. Mobley. Yes. Chet. Yes. DeRozan. Yes. Brandon Miller. Yes. Van Vliet. Maybe. Collins. Maybe. Isaiah Hartenstein. Yes. Suggs. Yes. Huff. Maybe. Clayton. Maybe. Kalkbrenner. Maybe. Overall, solid draft. I give myself a 4 out of 5 GOAT rating. Now that you know who to draft in a 10-team league, why don't you check out this play? Now that you know who to draft in a 10-team league, why don't you check out this playlist with all of our mock drafts? This episode was presented to you by FanDuel. Cut! Oi, 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 oi. Big shout out to my man Jalen. He said that's a great team. I crushed. I almost gave myself a 5. Amazing draft, Leo says. Highlight Factory says, someone snagged my Yang. Hey, oh. Don't be snagging my man's Yang. Yo, come on, man. Keep it clean. Yo, loving the activity. All I do is mock, no matter what. Got drafts on my mind. I don't really give a real quick joke. My daughter, who's 7, she loves music and stuff, right? She's in a band. Like she's into music. She's helping me write those little jingles at the beginning of the episodes. So she wrote we did one with Toy Story the other day. She helped me last season. I did a couple of them last season on Dan Besbris's show and on Josh Lloyd's show. Yo, really fun times. All right, cool. Gabriel says, question mark. That's amazing. Who wins the draft? Oh, that's a good question. Let's see who wins the draft. I think with a 10-team league, man, like I hate to give out participation trophies, but no auto drafts. I think the community wins. I think that's a total win. But if we got to give one winner, I'll give it to myself just because it's easy and it doesn't make anybody mad, right? Yo, loving the activity. All I do is mock. He hurt, y'all bugging. Who's hurt? Looking for advice. What kind of offer it would take to trade Wemby in a keeper league? To get Wemby. If you want to get Wemby, you're going to have to pay top dollar. You got to give up Shea, Luka, Giannis. You got to give up something. Similar question, Hero or Jaylen Brown? I probably go, that's close. I kind of like Hero a little better, but we'll see. All right, folks. I think we are winding down right about now. Remember, if you're watching this version of it, you're watching the uncut version. We're grateful for you. Please remember that we are inviting you to think about becoming an MVP member. It would mean a lot to us. But if you are not a part of our community yet, you can also join for free. You get access to the Discord. You get access to our newsletter. You get access to our analysts. You get access to our free podcast, our free YouTube stuff. Everything is all for you for free. We want to make sure that you are fully aware of that. Don't forget, play the waivers, set your lineups, and believe in fantasy. And don't forget, let me know if you guys like the new set. Peace.